welcome to my review of the surprise film at this year's LFF festival, Uncut Gems, directed by the Safdie brothers who brought us Good Time a few years ago and starring Adam Sandler. We follow New York City jeweler Howard Ratner as he makes a series of high-stake bets while at the same time balancing business, family, and encroaching adversaries on all sides in his relentless pursuit of the next big score, in fact, maybe his biggest. This is a movie I was dying to watch because honestly, the trailer for Uncut Gems is one of the best trailers I have seen this entire year of 2019. So my disappointment with this film could not be bigger. And honestly, the first thing that came into my mind was that last year I was extremely looking forward to Life Itself. And that movie ended up being my #1 worst movie of 2018. This is not the worst film of the year. Relax, it's not as bad as Life Itself. But I don't think this is a good film. I did not enjoy it one bit. This feels like a mess on acid. It feels like the movie form of a panic attack. This film just doesn't stop. And not in a good way. You constantly feel like there's too much going on, and not in a good way. There's constantly something going on here and there that you have to catch up to everything, and you just can't. But before I dive into why I didn't like this film, let's talk about positives, because there are positives. I think this film is shot really well. It feels really raw, really gritty, very much like Good Time, but at the same time it's very different. For instance, Good Time, for the most part, it was set at night. It was very needed to give that noir feel to the crime film. This is in a way a crime film as well, but it's shot during the day, but it's never glossy. It's never the pretty side of New York. It's always that shady, that dodgy part of New York that you don't never want to be around. You don't ever want to be around this part of the city or these characters. And in that sense, the city almost becomes a character in the film. Let's talk about Adam Sandler. Everyone is talking about this being a resurgence for him. We are all rooting for Adam Sandler because we know he can deliver, but he just hasn't for the past lot of years. I really like him in this film. I think he's at least trying to do something. I don't think he can do anything with what he's given. But apart from that, #1, a lot of people disagree with me, so you might enjoy what he's doing here. But I really saw Adam Sandler giving his all and making an effort in terms of playing this character. So Sandler himself, I thought he was really, really great. This is the type of character that is really a douche. You can't root for him. While others might enjoy his douchiness and the very dodgy stuff that he does, I just really couldn't get into it. And I couldn't get into none of the characters. I could maybe root for his wife, who he's cheating on, but that's it. Maybe his kids, I guess. There's really no one to grab onto in this film to root for. Everyone is a criminal on one level or the other. So you just feel like whatever is going to happen to these characters, they got it coming, even though we eventually just see the descent, the downward spiral that Howard goes into. Let's talk about something that I don't normally address because it normally stands out to me in a professional way. Yes, the sound mix, dialogue, and score and music are all balanced really well, so I normally don't think it's worth mentioning, just giving it a real quick thumbs up. Also, I don't think that's what you guys come for these reviews for. I don't go to my friends' reviews or people I follow reviews of for that. Because again, there's that inherent expectation that it will be cool. The first 15 minutes of this film, however, I had a huge headache. The first 15 minutes of this film, the score just doesn't stop. My God. And it's this sort of psychedelic, crazy, insane, trippy score that you'd expect in, I don't know, Doctor Strange, but it's just Howard walking around the city or talking to someone about business or arguing with someone about business, how much money he owes someone, how much money they owe him. It was just insane. And the levels, the sound mixing on this, did not sound right whatsoever. And it's that type of bad mix that you understand it's from the film, because the cinema doesn't have one gainer to control the sound of the dialogue and another to control the sound of the score. So you knew this is the filmmaker's fault. However, I do want to point out a disclaimer. This film doesn't exactly have a scheduled release date. On IMDb, at least, it only says 2019. But we know it's going to go on Netflix. I want to say and express right now, this might even be a test screening of the film. Or at least it's an unfinished cut of the film. Not that they're going to completely change it, but the levels of audio and all that might not be done for. So this is a version of the film I watched. But as far as I know, when it comes to Netflix, it will be corrected in some way. So again, I don't know, but I will be judging the version that I saw. And I will be fair to that version, because really, this film just didn't work for me whatsoever. Again, I like Sandler. I like how this film is shot. I did not like the score. I did not like how the score was used. The score just invades the film, and whenever it comes on, it doesn't fit. It calls so much attention to itself. It even interrupts the flow of the story, which at least to me wasn't even in there to begin with. There's even this weird part of the film where The Weeknd, the music artist, is in it, and I don't know, what did that serve? There are entire scenes that you can chunk out of this film because those bits of the story didn't really matter, or at least you could have done them so much better. There's this basketball player in the film, and I don't know shit about basketball, alright? His name is Kevin Garnett, and I don't know if he's a real basketball player, but I suspect he was, because he's not a really great actor. There are somewhat exhilarating sequences. When the Safdies want to build the tension up, they do it. They do it really well. However, you don't feel that tension because you fear for the characters. I was feeling that tension because I was there sitting analyzing the filmmaker, and I appreciated the craft whenever I could take something from it. And in these small bits, I could. So from what I hear, this film is being really polarizing. There are people who love it, there are people who hated it. I unfortunately fall on the latter side, but hopefully you guys will feel very different than me. I seriously hope you'll love this film. To me, Uncut Gems was like being locked inside the brain of a lunatic while he was being set on fire for more than 2 hours. I think the Safdies are still remarkable. I think Sandler has shown again, even though the film doesn't work as a whole, he has shown again that he's got the chops to do it. I think he deserves more. I think the Safdies deserve more, even though they wrote the script as well. I think we deserve more. I'm going to give Uncut Gems a D. My beautiful geekies, let me know what you thought of Uncut Gems if you have seen it in any festival at this point. I just need to understand other people's side. I've had some good conversations up until now with friends of mine that really love the film, and I feel extremely jealous, so please allow me to feel very jealous of you. And LFF is just 2 days away from being done, and I got many other reviews outside LFF to come, so I hope to see you there. Thank you so much once again for checking this video out. Check out the other reviews I've done so far for LFF, and so till the next video, stay beautiful, stay geeky, don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps me out, but of course, most importantly, love each other and love the movies.